Hello and welcome to the Real Estate Regroup Show. I am your host, LJ Walker, a real estate investor helping you realize your dreams of owning a home or investing in one. So let's talk about this election. Trump has won by a landslide. However, Kamala, I feel she still did a very good job. If you look at the numbers, even in the states where she lost, she still came pretty close. For somebody who only had, 107 days to campaign, she did pretty good. And she also raised a lot more money than him. But guys, really, can you really be surprised when it has been said that there were certain people that were paid $1 million to vote for Trump? I mean, like, come on. So, you know, it is what it is. We have to now gather ourselves together and keep it pushing, keep it moving. So how am I going to do that? I'm going to share what I'm going to do. And really a lot of it is what I have been doing. And then hopefully, at the end of the video in the comments, you share with me what you're going to do. So the first thing for me is healing. I've been going through a healing journey regardless anyway, but I'm going to improve how I pray, be more specific and explicit in my prayers. Then also give gratitude. Because when you look on the bright side of things, for some reason, that helps motivate me. All right. And then the other part of my spiritual journey is meditating, being still and knowing that He is God. I do get dreams where God sometimes does come in and tells me and advise me what to do. And believe it or not, in the beginning, I didn't think God cared about my business or my career or anything like that. But I'm letting you know right now, He does, and He does see everything that's going around you. This whole thing to me is just a spiritual battle that we have to face. I feel like because I survived 4 years of Trump already, and I live in the state where he has had a lot of buildings, I can definitely, I believe, if it's God's will, that I will survive this 4 years or maybe even more. And I say that because it sounded like, I'm not sure, but it sounded like he is going to change one of the laws so that he could stay a little bit longer. That is, if he even lives long enough, right? So I'm going to leave that there and put that right there. As long as God is still on the throne, He is the one that I really need to answer to. And I know when you're young, you're impressionable, you're still trying to impress other people because you're a people pleaser. And I have a little bit of that too. But the older that I get, the less I'm doing, I'm moving in that realm, and I'm moving more toward what God has to say. Okay. Now, the next thing that I have done already, believe it or not, is I went to my accountant. My accountant is also a tax strategist. All accountants are not. But you should seek one that is. That person does not have to live in your state, okay? But that person, I believe they should be a CPA. They can live in any state, but they should be a CPA. They should be certified. And they should have, as a designation, someone who is a tax strategist. My accountant is not only a tax strategist, but she's also a real estate investor. So being that I invest in real estate, she's able to assist me as far as, okay, what are we going to do? What do I need to do in order to reduce taxes? What do I need to do in order to protect my investments? How much money should I put towards investing? How much money should I put towards spending? I'm having her come up with a whole financial plan for me. That's what I am doing. The next person I have to make an appointment with is my attorney, because I was advised from the conference that I just attended that everything should go into an irrevocable living trust, and I need to get that set up. Okay, I haven't finished reading the book that I was given regarding trust so that I know what clauses to add to it, but that is one of the next things that's on the list before this year even ends. Okay, and the reason why it's good to do this before the year ends is because Trump is going to change the laws. When he was in office the last time, he changed the tax laws. Okay, he also changed laws that were concerning the inherited IRA. I'm not sure if I mentioned this before. I make so many videos, but let me explain to you what that was when Obama was there. With the inherited IRA, you can put, real estate as well as stocks and bonds inside of it, and it would be tax-free. When you die, it would be given out to your beneficiaries. And let's say you have a beneficiary that is mentally challenged. I hope that's the right word that I'm using. It would pay them automatically $850 a month until they turned 85 years old. When Trump got in office, he got rid of that. The inherited IRA is still there, but he got rid of it, handing out money like that. As you guys know, for some reason, he has an issue with people who are disabled, okay, for lack of a better word. Anyway, so we're not sure of all of the things that he's going to do. What we are sure of is the following. Because of we know he's going to raise tariffs. We know that he is trying to get rid of all goods that come into the United States, particularly those that are made from foreign countries. So what does that mean? Okay, in case you don't know, Mexico makes most of the tools, the hammers, the screwdrivers, and what have you. They also build most of the appliances, such as washing machines, and most TVs are also from Mexico. China has pretty much everything else. Okay, as a matter of fact, some of the stuff that are made in Mexico, the materials, some of the actual materials come from China. So that means that all of those goods are going to be way expensive, because we in America, we don't have manufacturing plants that can handle all of those type of things. Okay, so that's why you're going to pay more money in that area. And because you're going to pay more money in that area, guess what? The price of houses is definitely going to go up. Most wood come from China. Even though we have a abundance of trees in the United States, most of the wood, like the wood floors and stuff like that, most of that comes from China. The tools is going to be, because the tools are more expensive. Labor is already expensive. And labor is going to be more expensive because he says that he's going to shut up the borders and he's going to send many people back. So that means all of that is going to be more expensive. So that means flipping is going to cost more, gut rehabs are going to cost more, and new construction is going to cost more to build those up. So who's going to get hit? anybody who's buying a house. So some of you were waiting to buy a house because you're waiting for the interest rates to go down. But I believe, even though I don't have a crystal ball, I believe that because of the tariffs, that the price of homes is going to go up. I really do. Okay. Now, the other thing a lot of people are betting on are the opportunity zones. But here's the thing, the opportunity zones were originally Obama zones. When Trump got into office, he renamed it from being Obama zone to opportunity zone. Okay. He also did expand the number of opportunity zones that were out there. So many people in real estate are hoping that Trump, now that he's in office and he's a real estate developer, that he will also expand opportunity zones. So some of you might be saying, okay, well then what is an opportunity zone? An opportunity zone is an area, normally a low income area, where they're trying to build it up. And if you buy, let's say you buy a property there, whether it's a home or a business or whatever, if you buy it there, then your taxes will be deferred typically for about 10 years. Okay. So that in a way is sort of a way in which you can cut costs if you want to buy property. There's also a lot of grants already. Hopefully those grants will still be there, but there's also grants already to help you buy those homes. If you buy a home in a particular area, there's special grants for you. And to know whether or not that home falls in that area, you can go to Opportunity Zone Maps. They're available online for free. You type in the address and it'll show you whether or not that area is or is not in an opportunity zone. I'll tell you this, one of the places I talked about, Gary, Indiana, some or many places of Gary, Indiana is part of an opportunity zone. And I also mentioned to you that they have a program now where you can buy a house in Gary for $1, but you have about 6 months to fix it up and you have to live in there. And they're also pushing out a lot of incentives for investors to go and invest there. So that is a play, since you'd be saving on taxes. But if you're going to do it, I say do it as quickly as possible, maybe before January 20th when he becomes inaugurated. All right, that's how I'm thinking. And many other investors, they're gearing up right now to buy as much as they can. And typically this time of year, not always, but typically this time of year, across the board, meaning across the United States of America, property is typically cheaper because in many areas well, not as many as before, but it used to snow back in the day during this time, November and December. And that's what drove prices down. Well, now here in New York, it's sunny. The other day it was 80 degrees. Today it's about 50. So people are, so the prices are really not going down like they used to here. But yes, when the colder it gets, normally the prices go down. But we have climate change, global warming. Yes, I know it's something that Trump does not believe exists, but it does, and it's happening, and we're living through it right now. Okay. What else is there? I'm going to still do what I'm doing. Like, I'm still a landlord. Okay. And I'm still going to be a landlord. I see myself still being a landlord here in the U.S., only on one property. I have mortgage notes on about 15, and then I private lended on about 10. And I'm going to keep on doing the private lending. Okay. I'm going to fund my retirement accounts and my HSA healthcare savings account. Okay. Because those are uh, tax deductible, tax deferred and all that good stuff. I'm also going to open up another one and put it in. I'm also going to take the businesses that I have my LLCs set up in one state. I'm going to transfer it to another state because my accountant said that the state that I'm in is too expensive. Move it to another state where you pay less taxes. So that's basically what I'm going to do. All right. And that's pretty much it in a nutshell. All right. I do believe that a lot of the laws that he is going to pass are going to go through because, what is it? Yeah, the Senate and then you have the House. I believe the Senate is now mostly Republican. Sorry about the background noise. I'm in New York. I cannot find quiet space in the middle of the afternoon. All right. So, yes, you have the Senate and then you have the House. And I believe that elections are still going on. So we don't know if that's going to turn mostly Democrat or if that's going to turn mostly Republican. And then, of course, you have the judges, and the judges are on the Supreme Court. Those are Republicans, and many of them were appointed by Trump. And I'm hearing now that someone else, one of the other judges, wants to step down, wants to leave. So he's going to be able to fill another person and put another Republican in that seat. So guys, yeah. So this is what we're doing. This is what's happening. So this is the plan that I have moving forward, is just set myself up tax-wise, travel-wise. I have to admit, after reading Project 2025 and hearing certain things, I have also thought again about leaving the country. I'm not sure if I will. I probably will stay here, just like I stayed before. There is one place that I found very attractive that I went to recently, and that is Victoria, British Columbia. However, I do have some trips planned for next year that are not business trips. However, of course, if I can make it a business trip, believe it or not, I will. But there are some cruises that I want to go to so that I can check out certain places to see, how I feel about them. And then later on, probably go and spend some time in those places to see again, do I want to live in those particular countries? I'm also getting an additional passport. I have a U.S. passport. It's not going to expire until, a couple of years down the road. But I want to get a Jamaican passport because that's where my mother's from. And I might get an additional passport that also has a lot of weight to it and allows me to, travel. And if I wanted to, let's say, go and become a citizen somewhere else, then I will definitely do that. I've already taken or already gone to the Exodus Summit that Stephanie Perry had some years back, and I still have a lot of the information that she shared that I am definitely going to keep. Okay. But yeah, I'm kind of curious, panicking and everything that doesn't help us. I want to push forward, move forward. We really don't have much of a choice anyway. So I'm just curious from you guys, what are you going to do? What changes do you feel? Oh, and I just forgot, I just remembered, stocks. I am not going to play the stock market that much. I'm going to leave what I have. I may review it. Um, and if I move it, I'll probably move it into weapons. Because I'm kind of wondering if a war is going to come about or not. So I'm going to do that. But the reason why I'm not playing the stock market, even though stocks went up after he was elected, the reason why I'm not is because I make more money in real estate than the stock market. And the stock market is just a little bit too cyclical. So that's why I'm doing that there. Also, as I mentioned before, I'm partnering up with some nurses, and we're looking into buying either senior living or assisted living. And again, that's not something I want to do by myself because I don't know the paperwork like that. I've worked in a hospital, but I never had to handle that kind of paperwork. And so I wouldn't know how to like review it and make sure everything is correct or whatever. So that's why I'm partnering up with the nurses, and hopefully we can get something before the end of the year or before January 20th, you know. But that's that as far as anything new. And then also on the business side, unfortunately, I'm going to have to take one of my houses back. I had to foreclose on this lady because she has not paid since last November. Okay, she's only paid me like 4 months out of this year, but she was supposed to give me the rest of the money for the house, and she has not done it. She had 7 years to fix her credit, and unfortunately, she has not done so. I'm not going to get into it too much because we do have to go to court, but I'm going to just leave it at that. All right. So that's basically what's going on with me. That's my plan for next year. And of course, network. It's very important for me to go that route. I know that some of you have reached out to me as far as growing my YouTube channel. I appreciate you guys trying to help get, as far as growing my viewership and what have you. The best thing you can do right now is just share it, because I am somewhat busy. And honestly, I don't have time to sort of like supervise you on this particular thing. This channel is really just to, help people as far as who want to be investors, and also people who just want to be homeowners so that they don't get screwed. That's basically how I started it. I do have plans to fix that, but I was looking at working with my government here because they have an internship program for students where the government pays them to work with you. So I figured that I would hire one of them to assist me in that particular area. Yeah. And then lastly, the other thing I almost forgot to mention as well is grants. Because most of the grants that we have out are for that, particularly those for women and minorities. We have them because of Kamala. Now that she's leaving office, we might not have those grants anymore. So that's another reason why I want to apply now and get those, so that I have that extra money to do more with to build my company up a little bit more. Okay, guys, so that's it. Now that's really it. So please share in the comments below. What are your plans? What are you thinking about? Also, honestly, if you need any recommendations as far as a tax strategist, let me know. If you Um, as far as like, for healing and things like that, there's Dr. Kamani and there's Marissa Price that's available there here on YouTube. They're part of the Job Liberation Summit. You might want to check them out as well to see if they or the colleagues that they're connected to can help you when it comes to the healing process. And of course, if you have your own therapist, go and speak to them. I didn't think that I needed the time off, but I needed that time off because somebody came on my job and started yelling on the day that the election was over. And I was like, I cannot take that today. Not today. No. Almost hung up on that person. So, yeah, guys, what we all went through was pretty stressful. And I think it's not just those of us who were for Kamala. I think even those of you who were for Trump, I think you probably also may be a little bit stressed out. You're glad it's over, but you were feeling whatever pressure you was feeling. All right. So guys, feel free to share this amongst your friends. Remember, each one, reach one, teach one. Bye for now. Until next time. Have a good night.